Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is weird. I haven't filmed in like 3 months. I don't even know what to say. I don't even remember my intro. Yeah, this is not gonna be a fun video for me at all. I didn't want to make this video. I was trying to avoid it as long as possible. I just really didn't want to make a big deal out of it. I didn't want to be dramatic. But then I realized that me just ignoring this and just like slowly disappearing was kind of like an asshole move. And so I decided to not do that. So here I am. I thought I would explain myself, and this is probably going to be a pretty long video because I have to kind of recap and like tell you what's been going on, and I just want to explain myself fully because I think it's important if I'm making this to like go all out and tell you everything that's connected to why I'm leaving, and then also just kind of tell you what I'm doing now or what my plans are for the future. And yeah, so this is not clickbait. I know I'm like smiling right now. I usually do that when I feel weird and like uncomfortable. I'm gonna have to try really hard not to cry in this video because I'm just emotional as it is, and I'm also on my period, and this is just a hard video to make. It's kind of like I'm planning an emotional disaster, but okay, I'm gonna stop rambling now and just get into it. I guess I'll start at the beginning. So I started YouTube when I think I just turned 15. So this was over 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, which is crazy. And I started it because I was like, YouTube was my escape. Watching YouTube was like my happiness at the time. It just looked like so much fun and I wanted to do it. So I decided to start, and I started with like beauty and fashion type of videos, which is kind of odd because I'm like a tomboy for sure, and I was like, at the time I was still really into like doing sports and just like not really like a girly girl at all. I did like fashion and makeup and all that, but it wasn't like my passion in life. But I think like I just needed an escape and something that was fun. And so I think that's why I decided to do that. And also I don't think I realized at the time that I can do pretty much anything on YouTube, because I was just watching like beauty gurus at the time and I thought that's all there is and that's all I can do. So yeah, I started with that and it took off really fast for some reason. And I'm from Slovenia, I live here still. At the time in Slovenia, YouTube really wasn't something people did here. And so when people found out I was Slovene and I was from here, which took a little while because I made videos in English, it was kind of like a big deal. And I did all these interviews and went to all these meetings at like 15, and I was just kind of like in this whole different like fun world. And it was just like the best escape ever. It was like my happiness. I had so much fun with it. I would like write video ideas as I was in school, and I just loved it so much. I'm already getting emotional. On the outside, everything looked beautiful, great, but it really wasn't. I mean, YouTube was honestly my only source of happiness at that time. My whole life was pretty much falling apart. That was like the darkest time in my life ever. It was like 15, 16. I was struggling for years, even before this, with depression and like suicidal thoughts. I was cutting. I got really severe anxiety. I was kind of scared of pretty much doing anything. Like leaving my house was like going to Mars, you know. It was like it was really bad, and YouTube really like gave me a reason to live, which I know, okay, let's not cry. I know it sounds really dramatic and like cringy, but I am like being completely honest. It was the only thing that I enjoyed doing at the time. It was the only way I could express myself, and I also think it was the only way at the time that I felt loved and cared for and worthy and good enough, because I was coming from a place where I thought everything was wrong with me. When I started YouTube, I thought I was just like the trash of this planet. I had people in my life that were telling me this on a daily basis for years, and you know, when someone tells you stuff like this your whole life, you start to believe it, unfortunately. And so I started YouTube, and all of a sudden all these people cared. Like, I never really had really close friends that really knew me and loved me until like I was 15 or something. Up to that point I never really experienced being really close to someone, and so YouTube gave me this place where I was a part of a community. I had people who all of a sudden cared about what I have to say and about who I am and how I think and my story, and even if it was something silly like people wanted to know what I think about a certain product or style, like that to me was like, I never experienced that before. And so YouTube was like the only light in my life. It was the only source of happiness, the only source of approval, and I loved it like so much. And I think it was really good for me at the time to have this platform to express myself and to share who I am and like what I care about. And YouTube helped me to just, first of all, escape, and like gave me so much happiness and joy. But also through this whole YouTube journey and through all these years, I realized what I want to do with my life. Basically, I found like my passions and what I really care about. And before I started YouTube, I had no idea. Like, I wanted to be an athlete for a lot of years, and then I wanted to be a lawyer and then a kindergarten teacher. Like, I was just I was confused, basically. But through YouTube, I really found what I want to do, and I really wanted to explain all that because I don't want to make it seem like I don't care at all. And this was like a super easy decision. I was just like, okay, peace out. I don't give a crap anymore about anything or any of you or anything. I am so beyond grateful for everything YouTube has brought me, and for this community and these connections that I've built with you. And this was like so far from an easy decision, probably like one of the hardest decisions ever. It's like, it feels like breaking up with someone who you've been with for years and you really love each other and you have so many beautiful memories and just so much love, but things just aren't working out anymore and you just aren't happy anymore. And so it's really hard to do it, but sometimes when you've been trying to fix something for so many years or so many months or whatever, and it's just not working out for you, it's time to let go. And that's what I realized. Kind of got ahead of myself, but going back to the story, yeah, so I was just in a very dark place, and it wasn't until I started getting hallucinations and I got admitted to a mental hospital and was just like severely suicidal and just overall very unhappy. I had like a few panic attacks every day. I was dissociating, I was cutting, I was just a mess, basically. Yeah, it wasn't until the mental hospital that I started to share more of my like deeper side, more of my personal issues and all that, which is how I found what I truly care about and what I'm all about, basically. So yeah, I would get like weekends that I could spend at home while I was in the mental hospital, and I would make videos because that was the only thing that made me happy. And I didn't really have people besides my family that would like visit me. I had one friend that came to visit me once, and everyone else kind of, I think, got intimidated or scared, which I understand, but it wasn't easy at all. And so yeah, again, my only source of happiness was like making videos on the weekend while I was at home from the mental hospital. That was all I wanted to do. I didn't want to go out and hang out with people or go to parties. Like that just wasn't how my teenage years went, because I had to deal with so much crap. And my escape, instead of like partying and all this stuff, was YouTube. Obviously I had some other tactics to escape. Definitely wasn't sober all the time, but YouTube was like the main thing that I did that just like took the pain away for like a few hours when I was making the videos and posting it, and like how excited I was when I received comments and I could reply to you, and it was like, it was just my love, like, I don't know. Then obviously I started my healing journey, my recovery, and I got really into it, and I found like one of my biggest passions, which is like healing and emotional health and mental health and all this stuff, which helped me so much on my recovery. I don't think I could get to where I am so quickly by not really being interested in it, you know. So it really helped that this was like one of my biggest passions, because I was like, oh my god, what's this healing technique? I want to try it, it looks so cool. And like, you know, it was like exciting, even though to most people it probably doesn't seem fun, which is understandable. And so I found this passion, and I started doing that, and then I wanted to share it. And I think that, I mean, I don't regret doing that at all. Like, I think up to that point YouTube was just exciting and fun and happy and something to escape to, and then after that it became more personal, and through that I could share who I really am and connect with you more, and help a lot of you on a more personal level, and not just like what to wear and what to buy and you know, all this stuff. And that meant a lot to me, but it also meant that my YouTube wasn't so separate from like the deeper parts of me, from like who I truly am, which got really hard, I think, for me when, you know, this became my career. It became a big source of income, a way for me to support myself, and I had these like managers in LA and these brands that I worked with and sponsorships, and like I think a lot of pressure, mostly that I just placed on myself, because I am like definitely an overachiever and a perfectionist, and nothing is ever good enough. Nothing I ever do is good enough for me. And so when your brand or your product is your personality and you share as much as I did, it's really hard to like to not take things personally. I had all these people telling me to have like a strategy and like a plan, like a 3-month plan for my content, that it would get like the most views and money and all this stuff. And once you get into this career and it really becomes a career, it's, I think, impossible not to think that way. And for me at least, like, I hope that there are influencers who truly do not give a crap about numbers and views and likes and money and sponsorships and all this stuff, but for me it was really, really hard to separate myself from that and to not care, basically, because when you really enjoy doing something and you're building it up, like, you want it to do better and better and better, like, you want to grow, obviously, but my personality is not a strategy. That's just not who I am whatsoever, and sometimes I really wanted to be that way, and I really tried, because again, this became a career. It became more serious, and it wasn't a happy escape anymore. I'm, like, definitely not someone who ever cared about likes or comments. Like, before this was a serious career, I was just having so much fun, and this was just like my love and my happiness. And then it became serious, which, I mean, a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, yeah, it's a business, like, what did you expect? You can't have it all, which I understand, but I think you have to have a very specific personality to enjoy this type of a life, and I don't think I'm that person. And I was trying so hard to fix this mindset, because I know that it's just a mindset. Like, I know that so many, I mean, hopefully so many people on this platform, you know, don't focus on this, but it was impossible for me to not take it personally, because again, it's not a brand, it's not a product, it's my personality. So if it's not doing well, in my mind it was like there's something wrong with me, and it just became a really, really unhealthy thinking habit. Anytime I would go on my YouTube channel, it was like someone screaming at me, like, you're not good enough, you're not successful enough, you're not this, you're not that, this is wrong with you and that's wrong with you. And it just made me not want to post, but it was like, it was my career, and also it made me so happy in the past, so I was trying so hard to get back to that and to you know, love it again, basically. And I just couldn't get there, and I tried for a really long time, and it didn't work. And I just got to the point where I was like, this is, like, clearly not for me. If I've been trying for so long and I've been unhappy, mostly, obviously there are happy moments, but mostly unhappy for such a long time, then it might be time to let go. So if any of you want to continue being a part of my life and want to know what's going on and all that, I do have my Instagram, which I'll have right here, and you can follow it and stay in touch. And I also have my podcast, so I'll have both of those platforms below. I'm still going to use those. Instagram and podcast are just platforms that I really love and love to be a part of, and love to share on. So yeah, I'm doing that, not really as a career type of thing right now. I'm just doing it when I feel like doing it. And I am becoming a practitioner in metaphysical anatomy, which is an alternative healing technique, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to London in like 2 or 3 weeks to basically do the main part of the course, which is obviously something I'm really passionate about. And I might do some like retreats or one-on-one like coaching sessions. I'm not really sure yet. I'll see where things take me. Yeah, so if you want to see how all that goes and how the London trip goes and all that, you can follow me on Instagram. As I said, I really love sharing on there. And I also got a new job, which has been honestly like the best decision I could have made right now. I've had this job offer for a really long time, and I just wasn't really ready for it because I was still kind of clinging on to YouTube and this whole influencer life. And then I finally said yes because I was ready to open a new door. And so I still work from home, so my lifestyle is still the same, but I'm traveling a lot for it, and I'm meeting new people and learning new things. And basically what I do is I still kind of do social media, but I'm not the product. I get to be really creative, and I get to make a plan, like a visual plan for a brand, and then execute it and get videographers and photographers and boss them around, which is really great. So yeah, I really love it. It's making me really happy. My creative juices are flowing, and I just feel like a boss, and I feel confident because I know this is something I enjoy, and it's something that I'm good at, which feels great to say. Like, to not doubt everything I do every second of the day. It feels really nice. And so yeah, I still work from home, so I still have a lot of freedom, and it's kind of like freelancing pretty much, so I'm still open to like any opportunities that come my way or any offers. I'm not like, you know, putting like fences around me. I want to explore and work with different people and work on different products and content and be creative and yeah, just collaborate. I've been, you know, doing YouTube and Instagram mostly alone for the past few years, and I'm someone who really enjoys working with other people and bouncing off ideas and being creative with other humans and not just do everything on my own. And so yeah, if you want to work with me at all, I don't know, I'll have my email down below. So yeah, I am honestly in a really happy place. I honestly don't have words to like translate my gratitude and like just how I feel about all of you and this community and this platform and everything that's it's given me. I don't know how to express that, honestly. Yeah, go on my Instagram if you want to stay in touch and see what I'm doing, and you know, send me a message. I'd love to talk. I love responding to comments and being interactive on there, and my podcast and all that. Yeah, I don't even know how to close off this video, but I guess I'll maybe see you soon. I don't know. I hope you have a great life and enjoy everything and follow your heart and your happiness, because you deserve it. And I love you so much. Yeah, have a great life.
Black flies on the windowsill, that we are to hold. Winter stolen, summer thrill, and the river's cracked in